What's up guys, it's your favorite QB coach. Welcome to the third video of this Flightsope setup tutorial. In this particular video, we're going to be talking about the data points of club speed, carry distance, roll, total distance, and ball speed. So without further ado, let's go do this thing. So to start off with club speed. So with the Flightsope that you guys are going to be getting, it's going to be measured in mile per hour. So if you want to know meters per second, all you simply have to go do is get onto your smartphone, go to Google, type in mile per hour to meters per second converter, and you can really simply convert your mile per hour into meters per second so you can get a good idea of how fast that you're swinging the golf club. Now moving on to carry distance. So carry distance is going to be the total flight of the golf ball minus the roll. So this is really important for irons because again, really with irons, carry distance is all that matters because you're going to be playing on different surfaces for different courses. So the amount of roll is going to very much vary relative to the course conditions of the day. So you got to make sure that you're focusing, when you are focusing on your distance with your irons, focus on carry distance. That'd be my recommendation. Now another factor to carry distance as well as the total distance, you're going to be using a range ball most likely. Typically, range balls are limited flight golf balls. Now, the reason why ranges do this is because they don't want you to be hitting it over the net. They don't want to lose a lot of golf balls, spend a lot of money on buying new golf balls all the time. So they make the golf balls limited flighted golf balls. Now, typically, the golf balls are going to be anywhere from 10% to 15% limited flight. So to give you an example, let's say you hit a 200-yard drive and it's a 10% limited flight golf ball. 200 times 10% is 20. 200 plus 20 is 220 yards, and that would now be your new total or carry distance, whichever one you were actually using to track that. So again, whatever number you're looking at, whether it be carry distance or total distance, just probably times it by 10% or 15%. One of those two numbers is most likely what your range is going to be, and then you can find a pretty accurate resemblance of what type of distance that you're currently getting. Now the data point of roll is just after your carry, how much did the golf ball roll? In this particular shot, it rolled about 10.2 yards. Now you got to be really careful when you're measuring the roll because you got to figure out what surface is the Flightsope set to. Currently, if we go to the gear icon, our Flightsope surface is set to hard, which means that it's hitting, landing on a very hard surface, so it's going to roll out quite a bit more than it would on a soft surface, obviously, and then a medium surface would be somewhere in between those two. So what I recommend is make sure to kind of track what surface does your course typically have at this moment, and then try to make it kind of resemble something like that. So if you're playing really compacted greens, keep it on hard. If you're playing really soft greens, maybe put it over to soft. That'd be a good rule of thumb right there. Okay, so moving on to total distance. So total distance is going to be your carry distance plus the roll, and again, that will be your total distance. Just like I said with carry distance, make sure to factor in the 10 to 15% limited flight golf ball on the range. However, if you're on a golf course and you're using a normal golf ball, then you don't have to do that calculation. But total distance is pretty straightforward, so I'm going to leave it off on that. And let's go into ball speed. All right, so ball speed is one of the most interesting factors in terms of distance, but there are some other factors which we're going to go into in another video, but ball speed is definitely very important. Now in this particular shot, this player was hitting a 5-iron and his ball speed was 123.4 mile per hour. Is that good or is that bad? Well, just knowing the ball speed is not going to necessarily tell you if that was a good shot or a good strike or not. You're actually going to have to know a data point called smash factor, which we're going to be talking about in a separate video. But once you learn smash factor and then you can relate it back to your ball speed, you can start figuring out if your ball speed is good or bad. I know in Japan that you guys use meters per second. So again, the same thing goes with ball speed. Just go ahead into Google, convert the mile per hour to meters per second, and you can find your meters per second ball speed number. So that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to be doing in the next video specifically about contact data points. So I hope you guys will enjoy that video, and I'll see you guys then.